Dalam BuzzPOP hari ini, kita bakal membincangkan tentang My Hero Academia Season 5, episod 16. Para panelis kita malam ini terdiri daripada saya, Nadzru Iskandar daripada BuzzPOP TV, Anri, Alwi, Kaki Manga kita. Siapa?
Hello.
Hey man.
Sup?
Alright. Kenyang makan raya.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Serta Kaki Manga kita, Shazli American. What's up, Shaz?
Hello. Sorry, technical issue tadi tu yang lambat a few minutes tu. Sorry guys.
Yes, member kita hilang kejap. Okey, dengan itu kita akan memulakan perbincangan kita malam ini dengan reaksi satu ayat. Reaksi aku untuk episod My Hero Academia minggu ini adalah waifu centric anime original. Aku ni baru menontonnya, so aku tak faham apakah itu anime original. Kalau korang boleh explain dekat aku.
Basically anime original ni it is benda yang fully created for anime saja, dalam manga tak wujud. So basically it's a new term for filler episode lah. Yang selalu banyaknya dekat One Piece, bila dia orang dah bila dia dah catch up dengan mangaka kan.
Okay.
And I tak ingat if Bleach ada ke tak, but usually the ones yang ada episodes almost every day, they tend to have filler episodes.
Okay, now that makes more sense. Tapi dalam case My Hero Academia ni is unique kan, because there is a reason untuk anime original ni. Silakan Anri, yang kau dah baca manga, if you can explain kenapakah anime original ini diwujudkan dalam season 5.
Okay, it's purely a commercial reason. They're going to tie this in with the movie. We see a lot of hinting, name dropping from this episode, which is going to be transferred to the movie. So mau tak mau affect the course of the storyline for the anime series. They just make this episode just to promote or a soft launch for the movie. Basically generate interest lah, added personal investment for the movie.
And movie pun keluar dalam 2 minggu ni kan, August 6.
August. In Japan, I'm not sure about here lah.
Kalau macam biasalah December ataupun next year teruslah. That's how late it's going to get here. So yeah, episod minggu ini adalah sebuah waifu episode yang memfokuskan kepada Asui dan Ochako di agensi hero Dragon Hero Ryukyu, di mana dia team up bersama dengan Sea Rescue Hero SELKIE dalam episod ini, plus a post credit scene which sets up My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, the movie. So apakah pendapat korang? Kita mulakan dengan Shaz. Silakan Shaz. Filler episode, waifu to the max. Silakan.
Reaksi satu ayat is memang is a fan favorite punya episode lah. So I think it's a good episode knowing that it was a filler. Tapi kalau aku tak tahu it was filler, aku macam like, ni apa benda ni? Why are they doing this? Why?
Barbecue pakai bikini. Aku macam
dia tengah panas tau dekat Endeavour punya side tau. Lepas tu tiba-tiba kau pergi to the beach macam like. So it was a great episode knowing it was filler. Tapi kalau siapa yang tak tahu it was a filler kan macam like, what I thought it was supposed to be Endeavour. What happened?
Dah nama Endeavour Agency tiba-tiba macam apa sel dia orang di pantai ni.
Itulah kan.
Okay, cool. Seterusnya Anri, so this is something yang kau tak pernah baca dalam manga. Pendapat kau? Apakah pendapat kau?
This is more of a fan service punya episode. They purposely put these girls inside the swimsuits. Unfortunately, they put the wrong people in the swimsuit. I'm more interested in seeing Ryukyu in a bikini than these girls, these underage girls.
Opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be honest, the fan service is very forced because dia punya alasan, oh, you have to distress before doing this mission. If you ask them to play in the beach kan before the mission kan, they'll be tired out when the mission is launched. They might as well just makan cake and the tidur or something. That makes more sense. This one is just for cuci mata lah for peminat-peminat anime.
Yeah, man. I think the episode where they makan cake and tidur is a whole different episode, man. So, yeah, judul episod minggu ini adalah Long Time No See Selkie, yang memaparkan kepulangan Selkie, mentor Asui di dalam her last internship, serta subplot dadah trigger yang dapat boost kuasa kod seseorang. Kita ada beberapa komen dari penonton di rumah. I think I'm gonna... Yes, first Tomioka mengatakan yes, episode filler. Namun Caleb Paul terhibur ya, dia mengatakan best episode yet. And then Iqbal Lee menambah, oh no, I thought Anri Senpai liked this episode.
I have to put a comment. The swimsuit was not risk enough. That's my other complaint, but I didn't want to say it. It's just a normal baju mandi. It's not actually a bikini or G-string or a microkini, you know.
Tong.
It's very tame. Very tame. Thong, yes. Have you played DOA, Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball? Yeah. They have this one Brazilian jewel bikini. Okay, if you put that, okay. I clap my hand.
Tapi jangan lupa tau, diorang ni high school student, mana ada diorang fikir nak you know, wear those type of risky punya risknya bikini.
But you have to understand.
Back to the point, Ryukyu should have been informed. You should have brought your bikini. Why?
Yeah, man. Selkie pun.
You have to understand, in Japan, the legal age for marriage is 16, and the legal age for adult things is 14 or 15. So they're not that young yet lah. If you ask me.
I need to save up. I kena. I think we should go and visit Japan lah, get Gundam ke. Tu balik dapat bini dua.
Yes, man. Kita pergi Akiba ke apa. Should be awesome.
I didn't know this. The legal age is 16.
It changes lah.
Oh, depending on places I'm more surprised at it.
You have to understand, they did a lot of law changes the past 10 years because of the declining birth rate now. I think last time you can get married at 16 or at least get registered when you're 16. But the technicalities is not clear. I'm not so sure anymore lah.
Seterusnya Tomioka menanya soalan yang agak saintifik ya. Aku harap Shaz boleh jawab ataupun Anri, katak boleh main air laut ke? Ceng. Macam mana tu?
You are absolutely correct.
I think boleh kot sebab nak kata macam mana dia ada katak punya karakteristik tapi dia bukan macam 100% katak. So aku rasa when it's an anime or manga series, they have most of the good side. So that means dia takkan macam kalau katak kena baling garam mungkin dia akan habiskan. But aku rasa mungkin this one Asui tak ada that problem lah. Tapi Asui kalau sejuk dia tidur
hibernate. Dia
terus jalan. Siap tertidur. Masa ada Christmas punya party tu terus tertidur kat kerusi. Also funny.
Betul. Okey, aku rasa dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita bakal membincangkan 5 babak menarik daripada My Hero Academia episod minggu ini. Alright, so babak menarik kita yang pertama adalah KAFLIN Trigger Factory, di mana negara KAFLIN, this is the weird thing kenapa diorang guna nama yang doesn't fucking exist in the real world. It's like Metropolis, Gotham City, who the fuck cares? You know, it's like give us New York ataupun LA ataupun baru kita feel. So di mana negara KAFLIN dilanda bencana kebakaran yang besar. akibat aktiviti haram kilang dadah trigger. So kita ada 2, 3, 4, 5 quote. Pertama daripada berita yang mengatakan, after a week, the large-scale wildfire in the country of KAFLIN has finally started showing signs of dying down. An explosion caused by an illicit factory making the illegal drug trigger is thought to be the cause of the fire. Kemudian Asui mencelah. Sebenarnya sebelum Asui, there was Nejiri-chan. Trigger is an illegal drug, just like the quirk booster drug. Kemudian Asui mengatakan, apparently it enhances quirks and makes them many times more powerful. Ryukyu kemudian mengatakan, like the booster, trigger is also widely secreted around Japan. It would be best if this fire lowers the distribution rate. Kemudian intern diorang menambah, in the factory making the drug, it looks like all the chemicals in storage that were used to refine trigger are gone. Rumor has it that they were stolen before the explosion. Kemudian Ryukyu menutup dengan mengatakan, then the aim of the explosion was to destroy evidence and interrupt the investigation. So, pada pendapat anda, adakah letupan kilang trigger di negara KAFLIN ini merupakan langkah terbaru oleh League of Villains ataupun Metal Liberation Army untuk flight Jepun dengan dadah trigger, ataupun adakah ini berkaitan dengan kultus Humarize yang bakal ditampilkan di dalam filem My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission? So kita mulakan dengan Shaz. Silakan Shaz. And this is quite interesting because kepada Anri pun he's never read this shit, so yeah, silakan.
Kan, this will be very speculative thing. Aku rasa kan, this is not the only factory that produces trigger punya medicine. Dia punya drug tu. It's one of a few lah. So this, sebab kalau you nak consider the whole country has access to this. And then yang peliknya, the whole country has access to it, tapi kita tak nampak pun benda tu macam like everywhere ada super powered villain robbing here and there. So benda ni is quite expensive lah, I would imagine. Dia bukan macam senang-senang you nak dapatkan the medicine. You need to know the people who has access to this lah. So yang peliknya,
Isn't this like a commercial version of what the mafias had back in season 4? Effectively, right?
Itulah, dia macam it feels like it's an illegal punya product because you don't see any hero using it at all before this. So when it was stolen, why did they need to remove the evidence of the thing being stolen? And why was it not more heavily guarded by hero level punya characters? Sebab trigger tu first time aku dengar tau. Aku tak pernah dengar the trigger before.
The one from last season, kerja dia lah untuk enhance ke bunuh kuasa. Yang the one that the mafia had. The one that was using the small kid with the horn head. Aku tak ingat.
Dia terus nullify your powers. That's why Mirio yang Lemillion hilang power dia terus.
But then so minions dia memang kuat. Dia orang bukan macam guna trigger juga untuk jadi lagi kuat apa. Aku tak ingat tu.
Nah, I don't think they had like, nak kata macam mana, I think they had a different drug. You kau ingat tak Anri this story? They had like 2 different drugs kan?
Yeah, there's 2 different drugs. One actually enhance the powers, and another one that cancel out the powers. The one yang cancel power is the little girl dengan tanduk tu lah. Dia punya power dia synthesize.
And the booster tu, it was never called a name macam yang ni. This one is called Trigger, right?
It's called Trigger, yeah. Trigger is basically the hyper version of the previous performance enhancer punya drug. Basically, it amplifies your power like 10 times at least minimum. So in the battlefield or you're fighting a hero, it's like a trump card, your secret weapon lah. Your final potion lah untuk apa? Get your HP up or everything up.
Tapi you can see benda tu. Oh sorry, you belum habis.
We didn't see is the after effect. because usually this sort of drugs kan, when you dah habis gunakan, you macam dah lembik apa, or your body dah kering apa of all the hormones, but we didn't see this as an after effect from the smugglers tau. So this could be a more refined version of the previous drug. So trigger is basically possibly a state drug developed by KAFLIN, tapi before it was released to the military, the bad guys took it. I'm just speculating because it's very efficient. There's no side effect so far. What we see kan is the power macam that one guy can actually create macam an instant mist tau. Smoke screen is a smoke mist. You can cover kilometers, which is basically very useful lah, if you ask me. And I cannot help but notice kan, you asked the question earlier, why did they use number KAFLIN instead of a real country. Okay, let me just add this bit. From the picture on there, from the picture there, that statue, the country of KAFLIN is probably either China or Taiwan. Okay.
Oh,
And the
I think this is a Reaksi office. She has two of these guard dogs. It's not on the screen of the TV. The screen of the TV is behind of these two guard dogs. Yeah. So.
Okay. But either way, usually when the anime punya series kan refer to stateless countries kan, three countries comes into mind. China, Vietnam because of the boat people punya tu, China because of the immigrants masuk Jepun. The other one is Indonesia, Sunda. This is from Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. I think it's from the first season. They have a Sunda refugee terrorist group try to fight for a statehood for the refugees in that area in Japan where Botoko Kusanagi is. Okay, but in this case, it's either China or Taiwan. Because they don't show a flag, they use nothing like KAFLIN. Because if you mention China, Chinese punya anime fans is quite zealous, patriotic to protect the country. Oh, your Japanese are indicating China as a place where you create drugs and bad negativity. If you mention Taiwan, kan, the backlash from China is also bad because of political reasons lah. They don't want Taiwan to be recognized. So that's my 2 cents there. Why they use fake country fictional name like KAFLIN in this story.
But I mean, SELKIE kan is based in Pacific Ocean, and Pacific Ocean is between America and Japan. So, geographically speaking, pada aku lah, it cannot be China or Taiwan lah. Pasal kau lagi belakang daripada map, and you're gonna pass through Jepun sebelum kau pergi ke Europe kan. So aku macam Pacific Ocean. So adakah KAFLIN ni Hawaii ke apa ke? Aku tak boleh brain tau. Aku tak boleh brain this whole episode.
That means the nearest island that can claim as stateless is Guam, but Guam is part of US, so
yeah. It's like further behind the map sebelum Jepun. So aku macam Pacific Ocean banyak tu island tu. Cuma kenapa dia guna nama yang bukan dunia betul lah, KAFLIN. Even at the end Europe nak pergi OTHEON, aku macam butuh OTHEON besar.
Maybe this is a filler episode. Maybe it's a filler country. Yeah, just create your own country lah.
Yes. Dia macam ni. Yeah. Kalau in anime, the ones that I've seen that use negara XX or negara YY or negara yang nama does not exist, is partly to show that one is not 100% kita punya Earth, and it allows them to do whatever they want. Because notice that they do not have a world map. Dia tak ada tunjuk. I mean, it is Earth, but it's not a world map that menunjukkan all the countries are exactly the same. So, second point is, kalau benda negatif kan, contoh macam Anri mention tadi, they tend not to use real countries because it might cause backlash from the people there. But if it's a story saying that orang jahat serang, or if it's a good discovery, yes, boleh. Then kita tak kisah. A different contoh kan, dalam G Gundam, They are like a world punya tournament style between the Gundams tu kan. Semua negara, kebanyakan negara yang ada dalam dunia sekarang was representative, was present dalam the series because quite simply everybody was presented as a fighter in that story. So dia tak ada macam negara Malaysia ni pembuat dadah terbanyak dekat the world, tak. There was no negative connotation lah kat situ.
Yeah, which is weird because minggu lepas pun berita tentang filem ni mengatakan ada hero dekat Singapura lah, sampai ke Malaysia lah. And then kau tahu lah, filem-filem group Malaysia macam hype. Tiba-tiba macam bontot besar, macam oh my god, dalam anime ada Malaysia. Aku macam butuh kau tengok ke tak sini ni, Kimak. Kau jangan bising sekarang boleh tak? You know, satu hari semua bercerita macam ye. Betul, kau tengok ke tak?
Aku nak tengok ni je, aku nak tengok The Durian Hero kalau ada.
The funny thing is the hero is going to be a Singaporean, tapi he comes to Malaysia. He comes to Malaysia to protect Malaysia and then cakap nasi lemak Singapore lagi best lah Kimak. Kita orang punya ada hot dog, okay. Aku macam okay whatever bro, fuck off. Like
at least Malaysia tak kena annex by Singapore. That's even worse. Imagine tiba-tiba dalam cerita the whole Singapore, the entire Malaysia like, kenapa Singapore cover the whole of peninsula? What's going on? Itu lagi lah mengamuk kita.
Alternate history. But yes, I look forward to this new hero designs lah. It's cool that kita keluar daripada Jepun because dah 5 season and everything is just pada aku lah, it's just in Japan, and then you're saying that there was a movie dia orang pergi US, so yeah, I want to see more of that. I want to see the global scale. But yeah, it feels forced. 2 minggu semua filem tiba-tiba guess what guys, ada trigger, guess what, ada you know.
Tapi there's an interesting point aku nak discuss balik yang ni.
Silakan.
This trigger ni, Anri mentioned that there's no side effect, but if I recall correctly, bila that guy took the trigger, mata dia from putih dia jadi merah tau. It's like completely merah. So I think there is a side effect which then makes me think adakah this thing, is it legal or not? I don't think it's legal. But that's not the main concern. My main concern is kenapa there is no actual research being done on legal booster drugs for heroes.
Wow. Maksudnya jadi macam corporation jual dekat 7E macam.
I mean, you
nak
think about
menyelamatkan
it,
keadaan. Gitu.
Kan, I mean, if you can make a drug, a legal drug lah, that means really managed by the commission, you know. Let's say kalau katakan there is a major kebakaran and the only people nearby are water heroes kan.
Yeah.
Helikopter datang. So, you know, the single boost tak adalah sampai mata tu naik merah macam ni kan.
Yeah. Pasal
so you can
it's more refined.
go the plus ultra punya mindset kan.
Yeah.
Sehari the next day kau tidur pingsan tak apalah. At least the whole building or entire factory semua was not burned down. So
actually that itu membawa something quite interesting. Sorry, where's the echo from? Okay, so my main question is sama ada sesuatu tu halal ataupun haram adalah based on satu benda, taxation. Contohnya di Amerika Syarikat dan parts of Europe, kau nampak yang sekarang what's the word for it? Ganja is legalized kerana taxation. So yeah, trigger ni pun is the same thing. The only reason that we haven't found a more corporate refined version is because government tak dapat tax lagi ataupun commission tak dapat certain part of the profits. That's the way I see it lah. Apa pendapat korang?
I have a feeling, right, that the government, the commission, I think they know about this drug. It's just they keep it under wraps so that they have access to it exclusively now. They don't share it with the heroes because maybe they're going to keep it in the military side because nothing is much more profitable than war. Actually, you sell bullets to the army, whether they use it or not. they're still going to buy it every time.
Yes.
Same as for Trigger. Maybe that's why KAFLIN has this drug in the first place, because that country is producing it, and there were maybe there's a joint research, maybe lots of speculation, whatever. And you said something about the side effect mata merah kan? Okay, that's basically the effect of the enhancement drug. When I'm talking about side effect counts, I wanted to see the after use. I want to see if that guy dia macam pitam, penat because he exerted himself. That's what I'm talking about side effect. If setakat macam tukar merah ni is part of the part of the transformation of the drug usage, that's fine lah. But that's not actually the side effect that we're looking for. It's just a temporal punya change. So I think this trigger drug is actually a legal drug, but because it's not actually accessible to the public, they made it illegal. That's my thing. We're keeping it under wraps. It's not for you. It's not for the rakyat mahen. It's for the kayangan of the societies. You know, it's for us only.
That's quite interesting. Apa pendapat kau, Shaz?
I actually like that idea a lot because kita punya, you notice that because of the hero punya society, there is actually not a lot of military on display. You tak ada macam okay all for one show up, aku lah gila. Kau tak ada macam F-16 coming shooting torpedoes in his face. Torpedo pula, missiles into his face. Or kereta kebal datang, or you know, the military come dengan heavy weaponry and everything. I am pretty sure there are full quirks who can shoot bullets just like a military, tapi tak ada. So aku tak sure, was it a decision by the mangaka or macam tak sesuai, tak fit dengan the hero punya direction lah, because hero solve everything, so maybe there's no need for military now.
Betul. Kalau tidak, dia jadi terlalu regimented dan bagaikan Superman lah. Superman tak boleh habis kan dengan the Department of Defense lah, you know, kau ada liaison dengan government. Aku rasa that makes it terlalu real, terlalu realistic sampai, you know, tak ada fantastical elements macam, shit man, those are all boring shit lah. Reminds me of Zack Snyder. Tak payah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm glad it's fantasy-ish lah.
Bila tiba-tiba nak kena ada Department of Defense lah, lepas tu ada some general lah. That's too much Marvel lah. Kau ada General Thunderbolt Ross dalam MCU, and then dalam DCU kau ada apa dah nama mamat tu yang sebenarnya Martian Manhunter. Aku macam no aku tak boleh terima. I don't want to see that shit. I've already seen that shit. Aku tak nak see that shit anymore.
There is also the possibility that with the arrival of the quirks, there is no longer any war around the world. So that's why there's no more military. I don't know. Sebab seingat saya lah, tak nampak lah all these askar-askar, military and all this. Nampak polis je. Polis meant to keep the you know, the peace in the country, but not to fight against other countries. Because if there is country versus country punya war, and one country has like a few hundred all might punya level of power.
Superman,
I think we're done for lah.
Sekejap. Ni kita baru chapter berapa? Kita cuba tanya orang yang dah 100 chapter ke hadapan. Ada military tak? Dalam dunia ni ada military tak?
I think so. It's just that they don't show it actually. They have police. They have a uniform unit. So they have police. I'm pretty sure they have an army. It's just that they are taking a backseat to the heroes lah, because we're not going to deploy the army because for the sake of not escalating things lah.
By the way, Shaz, kau dah kena spoil tak dengan what happened in the latest chapter? Tu ada satu group pukimak dekat Facebook ni yang tak ada kaitan langsung dengan anime, group filem, tiba-tiba, oh by the way guys, ini apa yang terjadi ya dekat chapter terbaru My Hero Academia. Aku fuck you lah. You are a Facebook group untuk filem di Malaysia, okay? Apa pasal kau kena spoil My Hero Academia untuk aku, okay, babi? Have you seen?
That's why aku tak suka browse group-group pelik-pelik macam ni. So aku kisah kat kau lah sebab Ini kerja kau.
Yeah.
At this rate, right, you may as well read the manga.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, because you cannot avoid the spoilers anymore.
Yeah. By the way, what chapter was it? 319 ke 317, Anri? You know, the one I was talking
318, was it 398? I'm not sure.
Wow.
Besar beza tu.
Yeah. I think it's 318 or 398, something like that lah. I can't remember. But to tell you the truth, when you saw that picture, right, I don't think it spoils much lah. It doesn't show you the context of what's happening lah. So you're still safe for now.
Oh, somebody on Twitter showed me another panel so.
That one I can help you with lah.
Baca je lah manga. Ni kau baca je lah.
Tak apa Syaz, aku cakap kau 5 tahun dia sekarang. 5 tahun dia sekarang, you're gonna enjoy that shit, man. You were saying the only what? The only?
Sorry, siapa?
Shaz was saying what? The only?
Oh tak, I mean you may as well read the manga because then you tinggal you only need satu orang je yang kaki anime. As a moderator, it's okay for you to read and all that.
I guess so. Alright, so sekarang kita akan baca beberapa komen dari penonton di rumah. Iqbal Lee bertanya, apakah beza trigger dengan potion yang villain pisau keluar dari badan pakai ketika melawan Kirishima dulu? Anybody can answer this? Aku tak faham soalan ni.
This one Anri dah mention tadi. The previous season, there was someone who used the booster shot juga. That was a weaker version. This one is more potent because you tengok the guy yang keluar asap tu kan, dia punya asap can cover the boat and kilometers wide.
Yes.
So I rasa kalau normally dia punya power can only go mungkin like besar boat sikit je. But this one because they enhance, it spread quite far.
Okay, cool. Soalan kita yang seterusnya, komen kita yang seterusnya daripada Facebook. Khaled Paul mengatakan, KAFLIN sebenarnya located near Osaka. Is this for real? Aku cuba Google KAFLIN tadi, aku tak dapat apa-apa.
I don't think KAFLIN is a real country.
Yeah. So, Uncle Google pun, Uncle Wiki pun kata tak ada. So, aku tak sure. Seterusnya, kategori The Great menambah beach episode, but special episode. Special macam mana tu ya? Kita dapat tengok dia makan barbecue.
Penyu kena makan ni.
Okay, kemudian kita punya aku tak ingat dah karakter mana yang disuka tu. But yeah, Ian Wayan mengatakan trigger sebenarnya pernah keluar dalam My Hero Academia ya. Dalam Osaka Arc tu ada gangster guna. Dalam Hero Academia Vigilante pula ada a few arc pasal trigger dan instant villain. So adakah pembaca manga kita ingat tentang story arc ini?
I don't read My Hero Academia Vigilante as much as the main series lah, so I cannot comment on that. But if he said it appears before, I take it at face value lah. But I'm pretty sure that this version of trigger is more the potent type than the previous ones. It looks like a more refined, powerful version actually, the more stable version.
Yeah, factory made. Kemudian kategori grade menambah, dia rasanya trigger ni dari Anri juga kot, yang drug yang boleh up power. Well, that's what we've been talking about, and rasanya this one is more refined and lagi kuat.
Tak ada ni, Anri punya power, she can reverse effect. So when it was made into that's the one that destroyed Lemillion punya power, because Anri reverses time though.
So when Deku dia pegang Deku tu, basically Deku tak pernah lemah ha.
Okay,
masa boleh level up and then balik, level up balik.
Because when Deku was using his power, dia tengah menggunakan a level of power that was beyond his body punya limit. So he was breaking down. But because Anri was always ada this rewind power, so that's why Deku was like dia overload tapi it keep coming back. So aku tak tahu lah the mental stress or of having that kan. But that's why dia punya dia tak mati while using that level of power. And ada somebody commented lah, they showed two Deku sebelum dan selepas. The new Deku looks very about half a year or 1 year younger. But that one could be an art style difference. It wasn't confirmed anyway.
Yeah. Therefore, trigger ni cannot be from Anri lah. Trigger ni is something made in the factory yang boost tapi doesn't have any negative effect.
It could be a refinement of the previous season punya enhancement yang drop. Or there are actually a lot of ways to do this enhancement lah.
Or it could be something else. It could be macam from DNA from All Might. All Might has been around for years, and we know that at one time All Might hilang part of his internal organs fighting All for One actually. So maybe they get a sample of his DNA, reverse engineer it, kan kuasa dia macam boost the powers and because of the One for All. Who never knows? It's all speculation right now. We know trigger exists. We don't know its origin, but we know what it does. So it could be from Anri. They reverse the process. What you call that? Reverse engineering. Anri's punya DNA, instead of neutralizing, it boost up. You never know.
Tapi that's quite interesting juga. Because there has never been, tak silap aku lah, there has been no other booster style quote tau. Macam like, aku kuatkan kau punya power. So if there was the few, because kita ada people macam Aizawa kan, they can like, I stop your power, I deny your power. So who is to say tak ada people out there who can amplify orang lain punya power. Kita dah ada tengok macam One for All ni has a way to kumpul and to boost up the power over time. So what if somewhere dekat KAFLIN ni, they could have somebody who has that DNA, and all that time mungkin dia kena
jadi dia macam reverse area. Reverse area. Instead of stopping powers, boosting powers. Kemudian Yun Wei juga menambah bahawa dalam Vigilante ada tunjuk kalau guna banyak sangat trigger, penagih dia akan transform jadi monster. Stop telling me about monsters, man.
Now that I think about it kan, you know, Vigilante ni 10-15 years ago, before Aizawa jadi cikgu, means benda tu dah lama kau tahu.
Yes.
Aku tercengang sekejap. I don't know. The implication of that is quite big, which means maybe early on the trigger was not so refined. Now it's much more refined lah kot.
Much more powerful, yes.
I look forward to learning more about trigger.
Yeah, indirectly it adds to the world building of this whole series lah. We know that this thing exists a long time ago, so it's not something they pull up from them ass kan, and ask us to telan bulat-bulat lah.
So memang dia kalau you tengok dari segi the mangaka punya storyline development they created the trigger punya drug dalam Vigilante leading up to this movie that will be using the trigger. So to bring in the penonton yang tengok the main storyline yang tak baca Vigilante ni, hey guys, ada benda nama trigger kat sini. So orang akan question mark and they will start looking for it lah. It's just like Anri mentioned tadi. It's quite good. Very good direction.
So it's not really a retcon pasal it's been around, cuma aku tak baca Vigilante. Because panelist pun tak baca Vigilante.
Benda baru lah.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Seterusnya Iqbal Lee juga bertanya, trigger ni subplot lah kan? Yes, subplot yang akan ada payoff dalam movie World Heroes Mission in 2 weeks time. Kemudian kategori The Great mengatakan mungkin bawa ke next arc juga. Mustahil kot. Next arc dah ditulis beberapa tahun lepas kan? You know, right? Anri?
Ya, mungkin takut.
The next arc is basically
the next arc in the manga or next arc in the anime? Because I think we're pretty sure was set up for anime for the villain punya arc. If you're talking about the anime manga arc, right now we're doing something else that's not related to the trigger lah. That much I can tell you without spoiling lah.
Okay.
Tapi dia make sense juga. Ni kalau dari segi dari timeline kan,
Yes.
because the factory tu dah kena burn down, most likely how to manufacture the thing pun mungkin just a few more guys je yang tahu, and they become part of the villain punya group dalam filem. So when they are finally defeated dalam filem, so dari segi timeline dia tak keluar dalam the main storyline lah. So it makes sense lah. It's very nicely tied up kat situ.
You know, it pisses me off so much that there is this cool new thing that was introduced ataupun reintroduced kepada anime viewers. But then they spend half of the episode in bikini. Tak diterima. Macam kau drop like, guess what? We have this plot point. Lepas tu, by the way, tengok bikini ni. Okay. Aku macam, what?
Nick, it's not a bikini, it's swimsuit. Bikini is more revealing.
Okay lah. Okay. Saya akur. Kemudian, yes, kategori mengatakan ada orang yang boleh up power, contohnya pengikut gentleman criminal tu, bukankah dia boost gentleman criminal but only on a localized effect ah?
Betul lah, aku lupa terus that girl lah.
Yeah, man.
Sebab I only remembered that she was a very, you know, hihi haha type of character. I completely forgot that she really boosted up the person she loved.
Yeah.
That was a good fact check. Terima kasih kategori. That one totally forgot. Aku ingat dia satu, dia pandai social media.
Yes.
Itu confirm. And then dia suka gentle criminal, tapi I completely forgot about her power. Wow, yeah, that's right.
Tapi yang tu memang tak, that one cannot be manufactured on a global scale lah, because she needs to love somebody before she can actually, you know.
Oh yeah, also because the drug that exists before she was around. So
yeah. Alright, so anyway, thank you Ian for that fact check from Vigilante. So dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini. That actually went over long. But yes, dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang kedua. Babak menarik kita yang kedua adalah SELKIE Reinforcements, di mana sea rescue hero SELKIE yang menjaga keamanan perairan Jepun bertembung dengan kapal misteri dari KAFLIN yang sedang melarikan dadah trigger. So kita ada dua quote. Pertama, SELKIE mengatakan, "The man on the stateless ship used trigger, didn't he? There are rumors that chemicals were stolen from the trigger factory explosion, right?" Kemudian later in the episode, SELKIE mengatakan, "The other guys have trigger. We'll need more fighters then. The Varize Isles are complex. We can't just search from the sea. We also need to search from the sky. Serious, request a team up." So, soalan aku kepada para panelis, pada pendapat anda, adakah the recurring joke di mana SELKIE acap kali buat muka kawai itu menjengkelkan ataupun endearing? Aku macam, I want to know more about trigger. Asal kau asyik buat lawan bodoh ni, babi. Silakan, silakan Shaz.
buruk tak macam ni? Buruk tak? Oh my god, please no. You imagine tau, aku ada misal, aku tak ada orang macam like, no, please. Dia the story part aku memang suka. Cuma that part macam like, it looks cute. Alah, aku don't think so lah. Aku tak tahulah dia punya life story dia kan, tapi aku rasa dia bujang lakiku.
Betul. Anri, apakah spekulasi liar anda terhadap SELKIE kawaii face?
SELKIE is not kawaii, and throughout the episode, I think orang yang paling not mentally challenged, I think is Ryukyu, because everyone say, "Oh kawaii, oh, are you stupid? Minum dedak or something like that." Tak tahu lah. Ryukyu has my respect lah. Why she didn't punch this guy in dua kali is beyond me lah. She's a saint and a dragon.
Indeed. And I mean that's it, man. Aku really tak tahan, man. It's like
It's supposed to be a running joke, but it's a forced joke.
Yeah, and it felt like this episode had two writers. One that was like, okay, let's do all these beach parts for like 15 minutes so that last 1 minute of content kita boleh save it for the end. Aku tak boleh terima tu, aku tak terima. Shaz, pendapat kau?
Selkie ni kan, dia punya karakter tu kan, when the first time kita nampak pun macam tu juga. He did the same thing. Hey, I'm kawaii. I'm like, what is this? And then he's like macam, entahlah, it's so funny. Maybe kan patutnya Ryuki cakap, can you please not? Lepas tu dia stop the whole episode. Cukup tau. Sekali dia buat tu cukup lah kan.
Yeah.
But then he keep doing it like, aduh. Kita ada soalan tadi, tanya apa? What reinforcements kan?
Yes,
that one is
bertanya.
Selkie, Selkie was asking for the reinforcements because dia macam ni tau. The place that they're hiding in, banyak islands. So dia punya sonar ability is limited. And sebab dia very good in the sea, but because of the ada asap coming out from this triggered near user, which is quite funny when they use the term trigger kan. Because dalam Malaysia, dalam luar sekarang, you trigger, you're like, aku dah triggered sekarang. So having support from this guy was a good choice lah. They could have called a lot of other characters, but getting the bird's eye view was quite an interesting punya strategy lah dekat situ. And I'm pretty sure he did not know that the students were part of the the agency at that point in time. Dia nak Ryukyu je at that point in time.
Betul.
That
makes sense. Betul. Okay, so I guess with that part, this segment is done. This segment is so, it's like, yeah, aku benci reaksi kawan dia. Aku macam, damn it.
It's animal. No one likes it.
Segment ni memang kita nak putus Selkie je lah. We are fully in agreement. Satu quorum kan, semua akan angkat yes, kami setuju.
Yes.
Tolonglah, kita tak boleh tu.
Okay, with that, kita akan ke segmen kita yang ketiga. So, dari fluff, we go to another fluff. Selkie, Waifu Beach Party. Di mana Selkie mengumumkan tugas pertama interns adalah untuk bercanda di pasiran pantai. If you are old enough, that is a classic song from the 90s oleh Sudirman ya. Bercanda. Huh? I'm not going to sing it, but you can find it on YouTube. Bercanda di pasiran pantai.
No, I thought a classic song from the 90s came out in the anime and I didn't realize. So like, oh sudah, lagu mana pula ni? Macam ni pula ingat ni.
It's a memory from like
I know the song. Let me sing it.
No.
Berpacar di pasiran pantai. Kita berdua bermadu asmara.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah. And then yes, you have Sudirman and Anita Sarawak in the middle of a beach.
Yeah. Before she went to Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, man. By the way, sini ada dua quote yang menarik. Pertama, Selkie mengatakan, "Now, sorry to be so abrupt, but I need you to recharge your batteries at the beach." Macam serius gila. Kemudian Ryuku mengatakan, "I see. So that was your intention. We heroes are constantly confronting evil and constantly being shown evil. That's why you wanted them to experience this peace, to give them a strong desire to protect it." So, pada pendapat anda, adakah Jedi mind trick ini berkesan untuk membuatkan the young heroes care about what they were fighting for? I mean, I don't mind seeing waifus in swimsuit every episode, but it's like masa tengah gaduh pun, best kan lepas ni kalau kita boleh barbecue lagi. Aku macam what the fuck? Shaz, silakan Shaz.
Okay, there's a few things yang kita boleh sembang kat sini lah. First kali lah, before kita go to the main topic tu kan, aku rasa there's a slight horror element dalam this episode sebab dia orang berenang atas dekat penyu tau. Lepas tu kan later on they show dia ada penyu scene. Aku like, itu apa benda tu lah. When I watch it the second time, alamak, did they just get that penyu? Tapi kan, we can...
They ate the penyu barbecue apa?
Kau tengok dia punya lepas tu. Kau perasan tak?
I miss that. Tak tahu.
I did not realize that shit, man.
Aku horror tengok benda tu. Like, itu dia punya penyu punya fin ke tu. Weh.
Oh my god.
But kita beranggap baik lah. Mungkin in their timeline kan penyu dah banyak macam ikan. So it's okay and legal to capture penyu. I don't tahulah. But that moment of watching it lah macam horror tu. Siapa yang tengok, I highly recommend you try to find dia punya barbecue scene. Please tell me I was wrong dalam comments. I'm horrified. Aku tak berani
Wait,
tengok
you're
lagi dah.
telling me serious dengan Asui went into the deep sea, found a giant penyu, tangkap, and then next scene, let's barbecue. Oh my god, barbecue. So you have a kata eating a penyu. Oh fuck man, my brain is fucked man.
Tak, itu yang lucu tu ni. Selkie siapa ke yang Selkie ke Ozin Nijiri yang tengah makan dia penyu. Dan Asui was looking like, alamak dia makan penyu ke? Betul ke ni? Lepas ni dia makan katak ke? Jangan weh. So I hope siapa yang rela pergi tengok, please prove me wrong. There was a horror moment when I discovered it. Okay, so we move to the actual topic. Firstly, aku rasa Ryukyu tu mengarut at that point of time lah. Oh, nak protect peace and everything. Aku rasa Selkie macam like, oh ya ke? I didn't think of it that deep lah. Philosophical
wanna see them.
kau punya ni kan.
I just want to see them in swimsuit, so I gave that order.
That one mungkin, but aku rasa there's an actual practical reason kenapa dia suruh diorang play around the beach and everything. Satu is of course the villains will probably come out at night lah, but two is to get them used to the climate tau. Because as we know, dekat when you are at the sea and maybe not so much at the pantai lah. Macam Anri kata, kalau betul-betul nak get used to the seaside punya environment and everything, baik you baring atas boat, relax, makan cake and what not kan. Because the kata macam ni, the moisture level, the heat and all that, the wind currents and everything is quite different lah kat sana. Season 3 time sama.
I mean, this is Pacific Island. Pacific Island is Pacific Ocean is basically Hawaii. Hawaii kind of weather.
Sebab kalau we think about it, benda ni happen roughly after Christmas. So for them to be at the beach and to be like very hot weather kan. So there is an opportunity for them to acclimatize to the weather kat situ. Cuma bila kalau nak suruh dia orang lari-lari semua tu, other than the fan service, macam tak ada sebab lah. They're better off just relaxing, and standby sembang indoor, or just macam Ryukyu and Selkie punya approach was the best. Aku duduk, aku relax, aku sembang, makan barbecue, that's it. But itulah acclimatization and because dia ni semua muda kan. And aku rasa mungkin Selkie nak bagi time off tu dia punya staff juga. Cuma aku pelik dia punya sailor-sailor semua tak nampak. I'm pretty sure banyak penonton peminat perempuan yang like, mana abang-abang sailor? Where are they kan? So kita kena fair lah kan.
Yeah, man. Dia orang tak dapat shore leave nak macam mana kan. Anri, your thoughts about this whole scene which went on and on and on. Silakan.
It's all just for fan service. I don't buy the relaxation punya excuse. Maybe Selkie nak tengok mereka semua in their swimsuits, being a 40-year-old virgin something. But to be honest, I think if they wanted to relax, they should do what I said just now. Just stay on the boat, chill, makan kek, smoke marijuana or take cocaine or something like that, and relax. Or action drops lah. Do something else. If you main kat pantai kan, if you swim in the ocean, right, it takes a lot of effort and energy. By the time you go out, right, dah penat. You probably need
Yes.
like hour nap.
Betul.
It's an exercise.
Actually, that's my favorite thing about pergi pantai tau. Kau tak perasan in that pack punya say 3 to 5 hours kau pergi swimming, kau pergi snorkeling, kau lari, kau angkat barang, go from the parking lot to the beach and everything. And then lepas tu kau KO for the rest of that petang kan. That is the best, man. That is the best.
Especially if you have to kill a turtle, you know, kena siang dia, kena masak lagi. It takes a lot of work.
Aduh, itulah. But fuck man. I mean I've seen American fillers but this filler is like fan service babi though.
There's a lot of random moments here. Yeah.
Beach party fillers memang selalu ada. Ni. It's like dia ada the high school or school life punya trope kan.
Yeah.
You have the beach punya scene, you akan ada the school festival. Kalau dia orang ada horror punya bravery test, this one mostly for cerita rom-com lah, romantic comedy. And then kalau yang sports punya type mungkin masuk hutan lah or masuk gunung lah. They like it. It's something that the fans love. So it's like, why should we change the expectation kan?
Don't forget Hot Springs episode.
Oh,
onsen.
Always the comedy moment. Selalu yang hamsap akan naik ke atas, lepas tu kena
Mineta.
Okay, sekarang aku faham. Okay, so these are tropes yang ada dalam anime. Okay, that's good. That's good. And I guess dengan itu juga segmen ini pun berakhir. And like komentar semua pun macam apa nak cakap, kita suka.
Actually kan, kalau you nak tambah discussion, there is one interesting point that I baru terfikir masa Anri mention tadi. Yang apa, Selkie like 40-year-old virgin and everything kan. It got me thinking because in the world yang kita ada banyak quirks, kalau your quirk you can turn on, macam Endeavour All Might, which tak banyak features and changes, you can get attracted and marry normally. Macam parents Deku, Bakugo punya parents, all of them marry normally. Because I remember seeing dekat one of the fans punya fan punya group. What's the invisible game girl punya name? Nejire, bukan?
No, Nadzru is that.
Nejire is yang kat sini kan?
Yeah,
Yes,
Nadzru is
yeah.
The invisible girl punya parents dua pun invisible. So macam like, huh? And if I'm not mistaken, Suyu punya Asui punya parents pun have very frog-like punya attributes tau. So you imagine mana ada orang yang mungkin minat dengan seal. And if you imagine pada berapa banyak orang yang ada seal punya quirk tau. Macam like sedih though when you think about it.
Oh shit.
That might explain why go to the beach, enjoy yourself.
Oh, otak aku dah menyimpang ke benda lain. So I'm not even going to talk about it.
Better not think about this too much lah.
Dah, man.
Kita terima je lah.
Terima saja. At least dia hanya waifu, dia tak creepy. Sorry, bukan waifu, dia hanya kawan, dia tak creepy. So okay lah.
Itulah kan.
Ya. Okay, dengan ini berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang keempat. Babak menarik kita yang keempat adalah URAVITY, New Ulti, di mana kapal penjahat penuh dengan trigger nyaris terhempas ke dalam laut. Kapal terbang ke dalam laut, dan Ochako unlock tahap baru dalam quirknya. So first one, URAVITY mengatakan, ataupun Ochako, if the seaplane crashes, then its cargo will leak into the ocean. The illegal drugs will mess up the ocean's ecosystem. Kemudian dijawab oleh mentornya Ryukyu, "URAVITY, make the seaplane weightless." Oh, this is quite epic though. I mean, it's a whole plane. Selama ni dia buat benda-benda kecil je, you know. Now it's the whole fucking plane. So soalan aku kepada para panelis, apakah pendapat anda tentang tahap terbaru dalam kod Ochako yang berjaya membuatkan keseluruhan kapal terbang weightless? Is this a new record for her, quote, in the past 5 seasons? Shaz?
Confirm rekod baru because benda yang paling besar I recall dia pernah stop was mostly humanoid punya ni, and then record simultaneous yang dia pernah buat actually is masih dalam Bakugo, all those batu floating in the air. So aku rasa dia lupa how much she can control at one time, because the amount of batu that was floating in the sky during season 2 when they had
Sports Day, yeah.
Ochako dengan Bakugo. So mungkin during the heat of battle dia mungkin tak perasan how much was floating in the sky, but the plane tu is a single chunk tau.
Yeah, easy.
So mungkin dia macam, alamak, benda ni besar, padahal she has already managed to float a lot more things in the past. It's just that the fact that, you know, benda tu besar, so it's quite intimidating lah. Tapi yang aku paling suka this scene kan, okay, I'm gonna save the day. Because she has no idea how to fly a plane. Memang logical gila lah kan.
Yeah.
That is one thing I really love about the attention to detail that anime tends to have. The characters are very consistent lah.
It's kind of cool that just because you're a hero doesn't mean that you know how to drive a plane. Kind of makes sense.
Itulah kan.
Logical. Anri, your thoughts about this new, you know, unlocking of a new ulti bagi Ochako? Silakan.
I wouldn't call it an ulti. I think this is basically the same thing she does. Cuma it's a new record lah. She just made a airplane almost weightless. So lagi senang pull up, lagi senang control, whatever it is they need to do. I think after studying in UA for 1 year, I think this is expected of her lah. Takkan nak limit dia punya powers all the time. So she exerting herself is to be expected lah. So good for her. Now if she can only be consistent, maybe she can end up as a formidable hero compared to her peers lah. Because she has a lot of things to learn, like pilot aircraft, not to get motion sickness in a plane. You have to remember dia muntah after that plane kena rescue, right?
Yes.
And she's not actually thinking things thoroughly now. I think there are options. I think instead of just make the plane land, maybe she can just take the villain, kick him out of the plane, carry him down, and let the plane explode in the sky. Ryukyu can shoot it with fire or something. Doesn't have to actually land the plane or something. And there's no telling that the chemicals would damage the ecosystem. That's just her assumption. For all you know, the salt water in the ocean will probably neutralize the chemicals. Maybe the chemicals will even leak out because they have special containers for certain chemicals. I mean, like a nuclear warhead won't explode because the missile meletup. It has to be at a certain condition baru dia detonate.
Exactly.
She's assuming too much. She doesn't know things, so she doesn't take the risk. So as a hero, maybe it's a good thing, but she needs a lot more experience under her belt.
I mean, if I was her, I would just float the chemicals into the air.
Yeah.
You don't need the plane or the villain anymore.
There's two things here lah. Aku nak mention. Firstly, yang chemicals tu, I'm pretty sure it was very tightly sealed because benda tu is toxic by nature sebab nak kena process and everything. So mesti dalam special containers, and takkanlah cargo tu is not sealed with tali and whatever binders they have kan. Yang bahagian muntah tu Anri because they exert her power, bukan sebab dia motion sickness, sebab it was the colourful punya muntah. And that muntah only come out when she overload her powers.
Not exactly, because in anime kan, they usually make vomit the color of rainbows and sparkles because they want to make it less gross. Actually,
Ya ke?
yeah,
Oh, I thought this was an Ochaku special that she only vomit
it's one of those anime
light
tropes.
and rainbows.
They vomit rainbows and sparkles in
Oh,
most
okay.
anime.
Because I pernah tengok a few anime juga where the vomit is just like, bleh. You can see white
Yeah,
color.
Yeah, some anime they just do it like that lah. But some
Oh,
but some anime they just put macam rainbow. It's like taking a piss, kencing dalam anime. Sometimes you just see macam
beam of light.
and then a rainbow form, something like that from the light. We don't see the yellow piss anywhere. So that's that lah.
Okay. I really thought it was an Ochaku special tau, because this is the first time I see anime where orang muntah keluar lights and rainbow sparkles like, wow, this girl is special. Dia muntah lights weh, from her power. It's like, oh, sebenarnya is common punya thing Okay.
It's quite common.
But one thing interesting lah, her new suit took some design cues from other classmates because she can become weightless. So it's like, why don't I have like, something that can propel me forward and all that?
Yes. Category the Great says, URAVITY rasanya dapat new suit. Hanya tambah tali ke tangan dia yang boleh tembak. Yang kita nampak dia gunakan. So, why did she change her suit? Again, is it because she got a boner the last time she touched Deku? Aku tak faham that scene. Ya, sampai dia macam malu. Like, so, kenapa kau kena tukar suit?
Dia punya wrist tu pecah.
Oh.
Kalau tak silap, dia punya wrist were destroyed. So alang-alang tu kan, from becoming just decoration, might as well add a new utility to it.
Okay. So sekarang ada some bola lah yang dia boleh tembak. Is it?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have a new outfit that's form-fitting than the last one lah. So cosmetics play a part lah.
Aerodynamic. Especially bila nak kena tembak from that harpoon kan. Like, okay, boom, straight je, tak ada drag, tak ada apa. Wow.
Yep.
That's cool. Soalan kita yang seterusnya adalah daripada Hakim Ashraf yang ni maybe panelist boleh jawab. Saja saya nak tanya, season 5 ni best ke tak? Pasal last tengok waktu Deku versus Overhaul yang topeng tu. Lepas tu tak ada rasa dah nak tengok. So silakan Shaz.
Best. Memang best. Tapi kan, since you are sekarang ni dah episode 16, kalau you tak ada nak rushing kan, it's better you wait sampai semua keluar sekaligus, then you binge watch lah. Because there's a few filler episodes, like episode 16 ni and episode berapa? Episode 1 was a filler episode.
Yes.
Episode mana
11, I think 11, 12 ke was it? 14, 15 pun macam start je lah Endeavour Agency Arc ni babi. I think 13 dengan 12 aku macam cepat lah Kima, macam apa ni. You know, like,
overall memang there's a lot of good parts dalam this season, especially the class punya fight. That was very good.
Joint training arc,
So kalau you nak tengok what you can do is you tengok habis the classroom episode tu, stop.
1 ke 13.
You can stop. You can stop dekat the Christmas party and then you wait until the habis
Endeavour
season,
Agency Arc.
then watch the rest. Yes.
Anri, your thoughts? Because kita punya member ni last saw the Overhaul. Fuck. That was
Okay,
Overhaul.
You have to understand, Overhaul punya arc tu is basically mostly action. What happened is when action the whole action peak. Now they're basically trying to slow down the story and setting up for the next major action arc, which is not this arc. This is basically a pacing arc. They're building stuff up for the next big scene changing scene in the series. So that will be season 6 during the villain arc when hopefully the shit starts to begin to fall. But if you asking me if it's worth it to watch it, of course, it's My Hero Academia. It's one of the, not I wouldn't say best, one of the better written anime series around.
By the way, adakah the next arc is going to be so panjang that it's going to be season 6 and 7? Contohnya the My Villain Academia dan juga, you know.
My Villain Academia, I doubt it will exceed one core. I doubt. I've read the manga. If they try to drag it out, maybe it'll take one season, but I doubt they're going to do that lah. I think we had this discussion before. My Hero Academia is one of the more popular long-running anime series in Japan. Mm-hmm. It's basically the ones that replace Bleach and for a certain aspect Naruto. Naruto sekarang is Boruto, but Boruto is not doing as well as Naruto Shippuden and all that because people, you know, got dragged out too much. My Hero Academia, they do one. If I were them, I wouldn't drag out too much, because they would get affected by the next big thing in anime. In this case, it's probably Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 or Chainsaw Man. That's going to happen next year.
A lot of people
or
waiting
this year.
for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. I read the manga. I'm not actually a fan of it. Maybe the anime is better. But if I were people in My Hero Academia, I would pace the story properly. If it takes one core, because the next thing that happens after the villain arc is going to be very interesting. It's going to involve a lot of skeletons in the closet. I don't want to spoil anything.
Shazli terus macam, I'm not listening.
Skeletons in the closet. All the bullshit that past the buried is going to resurface.
That will be interesting.
Yeah.
Damn it lah. Kenapa I saw that panel, man? I wish I didn't see that panel.
I'm trying my best not to spoil.
Yes, I have been spoiled. Okay, so dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke babak menarik kita yang terakhir. Alright, so this is what I've been waiting the whole episode. Tanpa the barbecue or the beef or the turtle. This is what I want to know. The last 1 minute of the whole episode. The OTHEON Humarize agenda, di mana Selkie dan Ryukyu membincangkan fakta tentang kes kapal haram trigger. So Selkie mengatakan, based on police questioning, it looks like the smugglers were just couriers and hadn't heard anything about what would happen to the drugs. The person who ordered the transport also used a fake name, so they don't have much to go on. The only thing they know was that the smugglers were heading for OTHEON. Kemudian Ryukyu mengatakan, OTHEON, the country in Europe, another bullshit made up name. Kemudian Selkie mengatakan,
London.
London. Selkie mengatakan, I don't know what they were planning on doing in OTHEON, and well, we stopped it before it could even happen. ... Kemudian spoiler post credits, di mana Flacton, the Humarize, who the fuck names this man? Flacton, FLECTTURN. Aku macam wow. Flacton, Humarize cult leader, mengatakan, I see, the heroes butted in, huh? What would you like to do? Everything's fine. We already have the amount we need for the plan. Now, let us begin the salvation of humanity. So, soalan aku kepada para panelis, memandangkan kultus Humarize mempercayai kepada teori quirk singularity doomsday, adakah mereka bermaksud untuk menggunakan dadah trigger di seluruh dunia untuk menghancurkan masyarakat adiwira sedunia? I mean, isn't that the job of Mutant Liberation Army that we were just introduced to 2 episodes ago? Tapi now it's like, guess what? This shit is important and it wasn't even in the manga. Please come watch our fucking movie. So it's like,
give us your money.
Give us your money. So apa pendapat kau, Shaz? I think sebelum Shaz aku tanya Anri dulu, because Anri already read the manga, and for them to sell this movie, they made this shit so important. What is your thoughts? Silakan.
Okay, I think this cult is more or less on the same alignment with the Meta Liberation Army. I think they are. I don't know if they claim to follow Destro's teachings, but maybe they follow the same philosophy that Destro tried to preach, which is basically society needs to come down from its high horse, and we need more freedom, less laws to go around the world. So I think Destro punya philosophy could maybe be mentioned, but as far as I know, cultists probably have a different philosophy guiding them. I know for a fact the Meta Liberation follows Destro punya teaching, because even the punya leader bukan kepada Destro, because Destro has already passed away. So Destro is basically the return of Destro punya teachings. Dia punya interim leader or interim prophet, whatever they want to call dia punya leader lah.
Are you okay as a fan to like, macam Syah cakap last week kita baru jumpa Destro, kita baru jumpa Meta Liberation Army, tiba-tiba like guess what, kita nak jual movie ni 2 minggu dari sekarang, so this episode is new shit that I just made up, tolonglah makan, sedap ni guys, sedap ni.
I would prefer if this episode, right, would be 1 hour long instead of half an hour. Because right now it's right now it's the summer season of anime. A lot of new anime dah keluar at this point of time since last week. The first 2 weeks we are expecting a lot of new animes come out. One anime yang keluar yang saya baru tengok is Bokutachi no Remake. The first episode is 1 hour long. So they can have done this in 1 hour. Like they show a new episode and then they use the second part of the show, which is half an hour, to introduce this filler episode for the movie. It could be okay. They could have done this, but they choose not to do it, probably because of budget issues. So in a way, I'm not saying I'm okay with this. I understood what they did, but I was a bit down. They didn't actually took the long way in and do it an 1 hour special. They could have just introduced one more half an hour to introduce the Meta Liberation punya plot, and then the filler. Could be, that's the best way to go about this. Let's just say this 1 hour episode, half an hour My Hero Academia season 5, the other half an hour is the movie punya macam promo punya bullshit. Make just give the extra half an hour like a treat to the viewers. We need all the help in this COVID era. You know, it's a little bit of good news.
Agreed. Shaz, sebelum aku tanya kau, I think we should watch the preview clip daripada World Heroes Mission that actually came out, I think 2 days ago, and now we found the English. We found the one with the English punya subtitle. So,
okay.
Sila tonton and check out the small font at the bottom of the clip. So I'm gonna play the clip now. Aku tak tahu korang dah tengok ke tak, silakan.
ヒューマライズは今こそ立ち上がらなければならない。たとえ大地を血に染めてでも。では始めよう。人類の救済を。
殺人事件の犯人は伊豆久緑谷と断定。
お前何をやった？警察なんで？逃げよう。あんたが人殺しで俺が共犯者？ヒューマライズ絡みなんだな。ヒューマライズ絡み？緊急事態。ヒューマライズがインターネットを通じて放送を始めました。ヒューマライズ。
我々ヒューマライズは決起する。人類救済までのタイムリミットは今から2時間。バカを行くぞ。本物見せてやるよ。頼むぞ、未来のヒーローたちを。個性という病を この世から消し去り、純粋なる人類を滅亡から救うのだ。
みんな必死に戦ってる。みんなの笑顔を守るために。
ヒーローとはピンチをぶち破っていくもの。
諦めたりなんかするものか。
ヒーローは守るものが多いんだよ。だから
限界を超えろ。
Badass, man. I like the line yang, powers are a virus and I am here to purify humanity. Aku macam fuck.
Tak, bila dah tengok trailer ni kan,
Yeah.
with the proper subtitles and everything kan, this letter should be N,
Yes.
the
Should
humanized agenda. Because sekarang ni kan, quirks cover like 90% of the entire 90 ke 70?
Population. Yeah.
80%.
More than
80%. 80%.
80%
80%.
So
Stated.
sekarang ni, this is going to be a lot of you ingat tak X-Men and their anti-mutant agenda? This is literally a one-to-one copy and paste.
Yeah.
But the difference here is they are using people with quirks
Yeah.
to most likely force all the quirk punya, the high powered quirk punya people to submit, and most likely to remove their quirks. How? Tak tahu. Most likely they have access to the quirk reversal punya thing lah, macam the drug made from
bro.
Anri tu.
Nah, bro, this whole episode was about trigger. And then you saw all those green gases. That's trigger, man.
Tahu, that is the thing. That is the thing. The difference kat sini is that this Humarize punya group, they want to push the purity of humans, and there's probably going to be a lot of humans, but led by a select few quirk punya type, quirk punya people, who will lead the way to force all these quirk people to become humans again, because they are saying the salvation of humanity tu. And they have the book kat situ, the quirk punya something, chaos unification or something. The word name was too
okay.
fast.
I will read the film synopsis. Yeah. So synopsis ini adalah a mysterious group called Humarize strongly believes in the quirk singularity doomsday theory, which states that quirks gets mixed further in with future generations, the power will bring forth the end of humanity. So this is something that has been theorized for seasons. Even in masa babak yang with the kids too, that's why the kids these days are so strong and so lancy, because they are maybe the 5th generation. So yeah, so it's still the same theory.
They're not the 5th generation ni, dia orang dah generation banyak dah. They're like 70, 80 years maybe. But the point is that this group, dia macam the anti-mutants dalam X-Men, whereas the other group is a fake Professor Xavier punya group or Magneto punya style group that looks like they're trying to good, macam nak buat baik kan, but actually they have their own agenda. So it's two completely different policy. Masalahnya they are both going straight against the the hero punya society lah, punya ideals. Because the the Liberation Front Army tu, they are focused on a fair hero punya society style, or they are taking Destro punya teachings and they are perverting it for their own usage lah. So niat macam betul Destro ni, tapi bila orang dah salah guna, that's what happens lah. Kalau tidak, they wouldn't be working hand in hand dengan League of Villains. Whereas this Humarize ni is totally for purity of mankind. Dia orang tak nak all this quirk nonsense. So to prevent the quirk punya apocalypse ni, they need to remove the quirk lah. But how are you going to do that? Kalau katakan, let's say there's 8 billion or 10 billion people in that world that time, you nak remove the quirk of 8 billion people ke? When some of them quirk cuma mungkin hidung panjang, telinga besar, which have literally no value in terms of destructive power or help to society.
Yeah, it's just a mutation, like a moral.
Yeah, it could just be a random mutation.
Yeah. Aku punya teori adalah dia akan trigger dia orang sampai dia orang mati. It's like, kau nak ulti ke? Aku bagi kau ulti sampai kau mati sial. Like, kau dapat ada awet laser, awet lightning macam, oh my god, I cannot control it.
Tapi itulah, kalau kita move away from today punya topic, it's very interesting to see what was the situation that caused Deku to be labelled as a murderer.
Dalam trailer. Yeah.
Macam like, I mean, sebab kita tengok dari luar, we are watching it from a story perspective kan. Memang kita tahu dia takkan jadi villain, takkan jadi murderer. But what could have been perceived as him being a murderer? Was it a setup? Was it he wrong place, wrong time? Or mungkin just a factory meletup and dia seorang je, melayang keluar. And then they were like, oh, ini mesti budak ni yang buat because he happened to be running inside the factory or whatever.
Dan aku suka bila flag turn, the Humarize cult leader cakap salvation of humanity. So it's pretty cool. Tapi soalan aku kepada Anri that know what is happening or coming further down the line, why do they even need to make this movie, man? Isn't this shit gonna be covered in the next 2 arcs? Silakan.
This is for the money actually. We're going to squeeze the teats of the fandom as much as can. That gives us much money milk as possible before the series end. It's just for monetization. Yeah.
So sad. It's like imagine, in MCU Phase 5, Kang the Conqueror is going to be like Avengers 5, Secret Wars. Tapi just before that, guess what? Kita ada Avengers 4.5, another time traveler named Bang the Conqueror. Kau macam, wait, why? Why? I want to see Kang. I want to see My Villain Academia or whatever comes after this. Kenapa tiba-tiba ada Humarize and all this shit, man? Macam bukan ke the last time they made the movie, dia cakap, okay, this is the last time we're gonna make a movie. MHA lepas ni tak ada movie dah.
Wrong. You lie as you breathe. They're going to make as much movie as they can. They're going to drag the series as long as it can, because anime is money. They make anime adaptations from manga because it's profitable. There's a fandom, there's a following for it, and we want it. So they might as well make as much money out of it. This movie is just for commercial purposes, for profit only. I can tell you for certain, this whole cult, I don't think they're gonna appear in the manga anytime soon. It's just for this particular angle only.
The sad thing is itulah, dia hanya akan wujud dalam movie ni because the next few chapters dah ditulis. Tunggu nak adapt into anime. So itulah.
It's like it's like Avengers Endgame. Before you fight Thanos, you fought macam they're gonna make it's like this. Imagine the Avenger punya Marvel punya series, the whole MCU kan, they build up nak lawan Thanos in Endgame. Just imagine if they make one movie kan, dia akan lawan dengan adik Thanos yang kena excel. Tak ada kena-mengena. He has his own crew. He came down to New Mexico or Chicago, bikin huru-hara. And then for some reason kan, Iron Man who's busy doing something else kan, Rhodey and his war
it's not even the A team of Avengers. It's like the B away team macam, Rhodey kau pergi lah handle sampah ni.
Hello, Hawkeye, are you free? No, but I But can call some my friend. Oh, Nightingale. Oh yeah, let's do it. You
And
know
then
what
we
I'm talking
will
about?
call this Avengers movie.
Avengers West Coast. Which is actually not a bad idea lah if they do it properly. I have the right cast, but like I'm saying, this is the equivalent of that lah. They could have done this just for money, because once you beat that adik Thanos, who may not exist in the timeline, it's pretty irrelevant.
Yeah.
They will not appear again.
I mean,
Like, semua orang nak tengok Endgame. Semua orang tak nak tengok adik Thanos, okay?
Yeah,
kan?
Thanos.
Tak, I mean, kalau you nak tengok what will be a better story lah kan. It's we know that All Might kena belasah kat sini kan.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the ribs and everything. Why not have an entire episode which is all the teachers and All Might during their prime
Ooh.
fighting against, All for One and his konco at that point in time. What made all the teachers, respect each other so much? That would be
that'd
such
be
a like,
Yeah.
it's like an expansion of the law. You tunjuk All Might. You imagine sekarang All Might, All Might at the start of season 1, season 2 semua ni kan. Dia dah lemah kau tahu. You imagine All Might at his strongest point without any injury kan. The All Might that came out on TV. You tunjuk je lah. Masa he first time rescue the scene, kau tunjuk je lah Deku masa kecil tu. Hey, kau tunjuk lah Bakugo. Hey, all the kids, all the MHA punya students, class 1A, they be cheering for All Might. They say that's the tie-in to the students. Why was he a hero? That would be so great tau. You imagine and dari segi budget, you can show all the molotov, all the effects. Kau tengok Midnight punya power, satu bangunan penuh dengan aura dia semua terus tidur. Cikgu sniper tu tembak, maybe like 10 kilometers away, kau pom. Bila tu jatuh like, siapa tembak weh? Siapa tembak?
Yes.
That would have been the great time to show them before they became teachers.
Yes. Aku rasa dari segi world building that would be better, and I wouldn't mind. Kau nak bagi 5 movie of the past? Yes, please.
Itulah kan.
Instead of this money grab.
Tak.
Jadi money grab gila babi tu.
Kau imagine Recovery Girl masa muda kau tahu. They showed her once masa muda. Everybody was like,
yes.
Wow.
Mesti orang rela di-kiss. Orang rela di-kiss. Macam tolonglah kiss aku.
Itulah. Like, Recovery, aku injet. Lepas tu dia tengok kau, dia sepak kau. Belah lah. Like, confirm ada Mineta punya type of hero. Confirm.
Betul.
That would be so good,
Yeah. So itulah aku berharap future movies which macam Anri cakap akan ada, tolonglah besarkanlah world building. Tell us more about the past.
Yes.
Yes. Aku nak tengok All for One ni berapa pukimatnya dia during his muda phase, right?
Because
I'm sure banyak orang ikut dia.
All for One pun, the story point at that time is he could be collecting all these powers.
Yes.
Dia baru nak develop Nomu tau. It's like, what if kalau aku mati macam mana? All this thing aku simpan-simpan for what? Baik aku develop something which later on dalam My Hero Academia becomes the Nomu.
Yeah, I think that would be cooler.
Yeah.
Alright, so kita ada dua soalan yang menyimpang. So I will start with the first one. Hakim Ashraf bertanya, dia salute animators yang buat Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man dan Jujutsu Kaisen sampai lebam mata buat anime itu. Is this MAPPA, is it? M-A-P-P. Is it that animation company?
I think so. But MAPPA has been under fire this past few weeks because of underpaying dia punya workers. Yeah, especially when it comes to Netflix lah. Netflix basically lowballing dia punya pay lah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
But
I think
Ayalah.
But MAPPA in general is very good company, very good studio. So this is the norm of the industry. So if it happens, it is what it is lah.
I think funnily enough, 2 hari lepas pun Hollywood Reporter was ada special article tentang pelukis Marvel dan DC yang pissed off because especially Disney keeps making billion Captain Marvel, Thanos, now Kang, and then the original artist kan, apa je aku dapat babi. Macam sedih gila.
Kau dapat exposure bro, exposure.
I think it was it the creator of Venom or was it the creator of what's the most recent film? The most recent film. Oh no, it's the creator for Winter Soldier. He got really pissed off when Falcon and Winter Soldier came out. Dia cakap macam I got nothing. I got a small check. Macam it's not even millions. I just got like 1,000. So what the fuck? I created the Winter Soldier. It's like I get nothing out of that. So sedih. You know?
That one kan is a very difficult topic to discuss tau, because kalau katakan your contract says okay, saya punya beruang main character, kalau kau buat movie, TV, baju, apa-apa kan, buku, komik, cawan, whatever, kau kena bagi aku duit. Okay lah, that protects you, but then Disney will say like, tak mau. Dia tak mau kau.
Actually,
So you imagine orang macam pembuat Superman kan, the guy who came out with the Superman concept, how much?
It's two people.
So you imagine lah how much they should have gotten. Padahal they were making comics. I think this comic artists and everything, they lupa tau, that when they orang punya terms, when they make for their studio, Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, whatever, it's their property, it's not yours.
Yes. You makan gaji every single month. You and maybe Winter Soldier menjadi. What about the other 9 characters that never became anything?
The
Kau dah
Summer
makan gaji
Soldier,
kan?
the Spring Soldier.
Kau dah makan
apa
gaji
lagi?
kan? Heroes like
sama
the
macam
right-
kita kat corporate world kan. Penat-penat kita lukis all those stupid logo-logo semua tu for our presentation, PowerPoint semua kan. We can't claim anything. Tiba-tiba stupid doodle kita lukis for the company logo, the company jadi kaya, lepas tu kita bising pasal doodle tu. Logo ni aku buat. No bro, it's the company's property. You tak puas hati, you buatlah your own company. Then masa tu Disney nak cari kau buatlah.
Exactly. Actually penulis ni yang bitter ni, aku senang je. Macam look at the other guys. Look at Mark Millar. Mark Millar tak bitter pun. He left Marvel after writing Ultimates, which eventually became the blueprints for MCU Avengers. Contohnya he made Nick Fury black. He made Nick Fury look like Samuel L. Jackson. So now that Nick Fury in reality is Samuel L. Jackson, tak ada pun kau tengok Mark Millar bitter macam fuck you, that was my idea, give me 5 million. Because Mark Millar pandai. What he did was, aku akan tulis Kingsman, aku akan tulis Wanted, aku akan tulis Jupiter's Legacy, and then I'm gonna sell it to Netflix for 30 million. So why do you need to be bitter, man? So you make your name by making Nick Fury black and then Samuel L. Jackson, and then eventually it became 23 films which made so many billions, for Disney. But why should you be bitter when you also wrote Wanted, you wrote Kingsman, and those all became movies, man, and Netflix has bought over Mark Millar, so punya world is called Millar World. So yes, penulis Winter Soldier tu is bitter because sekarang dia tak ada job. He never left. He's a company man lah. He never left Marvel. Sampai sekarang dia dah tak popular, tak ada siapa nak baca komik dia. It's like, why the fuck didn't you go to Image and wrote your own shit, man? It's as simple as that.
Kita boleh compare Sorry, aku banyak potong Anri macam Anri tak ada input. Kalau ada input, please cut me Anri in case ada input kan.
No,
You
it's
can
okay.
compare dengan the video game punya world tau. One of the famous ones yang kita boleh nampak is the Diablo punya series. Banyak from the Blizzard punya team yang original, the Blizzard North punya team, they worked on Diablo. By the time Diablo 3 comes out, I'm done. You know, I don't like their policy and everything. They made their own company. Some succeed, some did not. So the ones who succeed, nampak sangat dia ada better ones lah in the same company. So yang kau yang tak succeed tu, kata, kalau nak kata dalam bahasa kasar, tolong sedar diri lah. That maybe in the team bukan kau yang hebat, kau programmer je. Kalau your claim to fame was you just draw the helmet, you draw the tanduk and everything, lepas tu you kata I made Diablo. No. It's not. Sometimes the company that you work for dah ambil what your works and effort and everything, but this you were made under contract for that company. However, it does not deny the fact that you made that. Contoh kan, kalau siapa yang biasa main RPG nama Fallout, the Interplay punya team and all that kan, Brian Fargo and the rest of that kan, their name carry so much more weight after they left. So whatever they make kan, even as executive producer kan, orang macam like beratur ke tau dalam Kickstarter, within a few hours fully funded. So I think instead of being bitter, they should make the next big thing.
Yeah, the next Winter Soldier that they own fully. Yeah. Kelakar. James Robinson ni memang bitter bitch lah. And it doesn't help that it's Twitter for you to bitch about things. So orang dapat macam bangang lah. Throughout that whole 6 weeks or 8 weeks of like Winter Soldier, like every week dia macam, that is my character, aku yang tulis dulu. Aku macam, what the fuck, who cares man? Benda ni orang tengah suka, orang tengah hype sekarang. Why you have to be a bitch about it man? You know,
and you use Twitter as a platform, the most toxic of social medias to gain support.
Itulah, kelakar saya, kelakar.
Aku ada satu lagi kita boleh tambah ni.
Silakan.
Since kita dah off topic ni kan. Recently, the past few months, aku seronok tengok VTubers tau. As I dive deeper and deeper into the VTuber punya ni kan, the most famous among them is the Hololive punya company, which kalau you nak kira dari dulu, years ago they were struggling. Now bila dia besar kan, ramai nak berebut masuk. So because of that, a lot of independents yang tak dapat join the gravy train ni, wah, Hololive ni kerja tak bagus, kerja relax je, nama marketing. Padahal, I have seen independents who have more subscribers, more tak tahulah how much donations they get and so on kan. Number of likes and everything kan is actually higher than some of the current ongoing Hololive punya people tau. Because yang penting is your content. And the difference dengan orang yang sukses dengan tak sukses ni, which includes all the Hololive punya members in general lah, is that the successful people are making content, not bitching kat Twitter. Kau buang masa kat Twitter kau tu. So there maybe this guy should be told lah, instead of wasting time on Twitter, you could have made 3-4 new characters. Mungkin your first 2 characters gagal, third character gagal, your fourth, your fifth takkanlah semua gagal. Kalau semua gagal, you tak payahlah lukis komik.
Betul.
Kan?
It's macam mamat yang aku cakap sebelum ni, Mark Millar. Kalau kau go back 21 years ago dekat Scotland, when I was in Scotland then, orang Scotland ejek dia. Dia macam, kau ni 10-0 lah. Kau cakap kau terbaik. Kau punya karakter semua bagus. Kau pernah kerja Marvel, kau ni bising banyak lah. Just because kau ada member yang kerja harian Metro, kau boleh suruh dia tulis artikel. Hollywood berminat dengan watak-watak Mark Millar. Semua orang ejek dia kat Scotland. Macam, you're a fucking tin can lah. Now, 21 years later, he has 30 million in his bank account because he sold his shit to Netflix. After the success of Kingsman, Wanted, and so it's kind of cool that 10-0, 21 years later, has 30 million in his bank account. Sometimes you got to make your own shit, man. You have to hype up your own shit first, only for 21 years later for a company to come along like, yeah, I like your shit. I will pay you 30 million for it. It's like so
Another
simple.
example is Twilight.
Yeah,
It's actually started off as a fan fiction for some sort of 13 Shades of Grey punya, a
yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah.
And then now
Only-
it becomes some IP with at least how many movies? 4 movies? I don't follow.
Yeah,
Betul.
4 or 5 movies.
Okay,
Dekat-
that's too much.
Dekat US ke dekat Europe? I rasa this one mungkin Nick lah yang popular, yang lebih tahu. Bukan ada ke satu mamat tu kan, dia buat semua projek filem kan semua bodoh-bodoh punya. Dragon Ball Z, apa benda lah, Avatar yang waterbender semua tu. All the yang kita tengok like, what is this sampah? Tapi dia buat duit banyak. Bol. Apa? What?
Uwe Boll. He's a
Kan?
German director. Actually, dia tak buat duit banyak. He just, aku tak tahu dia pandai isap connect studio ke apa. Tapi semua video game adaptation dia boleh buat tau.
But that's the thing, you see. Dia buat kerja kau tahu, bukan macam Mamat Ting Kosong ni. Komen.
Yes, betul. Sometimes you have to make your own success. But to make it, you have to go through a lot of shit lah. Okay, soalan soalan menyimpang yang kedua juga daripada Hakim Ashraf. We'll make this one short. Setiap panelist, what is your best or worst anime and manga ever? Pada aku, my favorite manga lah. My favorite manga from the 80s was between Yu Yu Hakusho ataupun Mystery Naga. I fucking love Mystery Naga, man, because it was like Dungeons and Dragons from the point of view of orang Jepun. I think I like Mystery Naga way more than Yu Yu Hakusho. And the worst, pada aku, this one is controversial lah. Pada aku ialah One Piece lah. Motherfucker don't know how to finish his story, man. Motherfucker don't know how to finish his story, weh. I'm 41 years old. It started when I was a teenager. Okay, I'm 41 now. Fucker still haven't finished his story, man.
I disagree with you. I like One Piece, but I don't consider it the best manga ever. No, but it's
Okay. So what's your best and what's your worst? Silakan.
okay. There's a lot of best manga, best anime I've watched. As far as anime goes, I think the best one that I've watched is Noir, Noir. It's about two girls, assassins, killing people, Europe, Asia. Manga, it's would be Kingdom and Goblin Slayer. Actually, Goblin Slayer considered one of the best animes I've seen because it's consistent, very loyal to the source material, and we're getting season 2 soon. What more? Oh yeah, worst manga I read is Isekai Cheat Magician. It's garbage. The anime is so garbage. And Freezing. It's an anime about girls with superpowers, and they are mostly naked. And even with the nudity and the innuendos and the titties, it sucks.
Wow. That is mind blowing.
Yeah. I mean, if you watching this, you would lose brain cells. This is really bad.
Okay. Shaz, silakan.
Ini soalan yang paling susah. Sebab aku tak pernah, mentally aku tak pernah nak rank kan tau. Okay lah, I think what I can do is, okay, first of all, yang worst anime and manga ni aku susah nak ingat sebab firstly kalau I don't find it fun, I stop. And then two, I forget. So macam, because it's like if it's so rubbish kan, why I want to watch it? But okay, the show that I watched from start to end, but I wasn't really, aku bila dah habis tu kan macam like, kenapa lah? Why did I watch it? It was way back in 1997 or 1998. Apparently this it was a good anime. It was called Wings of Honyamisi. It is about
okay.
Jepun punya. They were trying to have a space program or something, but I watched it after watching Gundam 0083 tau. So aku macam like,
Tak boleh lawan lah bro, tak boleh lawan lah.
because you see, kalau dia macam ni tau, dia sama macam today's episode, this week's episode, My Hero Academia. If I did not know it was a filler, I'll be like, why is this rubbish? You know, with but with expectation, you have been good. But sebab aku masuk dalam tu kan, masa tu anime in my mind, Gundam, you know. Oh, Shaz, kau tahu tak Robotech tu dulu sebenarnya anime. Oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
Dan apa lagi? Masa tu what's the Hanamichi punya Slam Dunk?
Oh ya, Sakuragi Hanamichi ya.
We like, oh ya ke? So dalam kepala kita, masa ni belum 20 lah, nak mengundi pun tak boleh lagi kan.
Yeah,
So like, we are expecting explosions. We only see ada rocket. We're going to see space battles. We're going to see people fight in space. Tak, you know what? Apa yang sedihnya was because it was a club punya viewing. And masa tu anime tak banyak access. So our lecturer who was the club punya ni, dia bawa from his own collection lah. It's a good art film, no doubt about it. Tapi I had different expectation. I think kalau I tengok today, I think it would have been a good film. Tapi masa tu kan macam like, apa filem ni? Mana robot-robot? Where's all the fighter plane? Macross mana Robotech? So that was, unfortunately to me, the anime that I watched from start to end, and I had the lowest impression of. Bukan cerita tu tak bagus tau. But that was only to me lah. Manga, if it's bad, I stop watching or reading. So the best kan banyak tau. I think okay, racing anime Initial D.
Oh yeah.
Sports anime Kuroko no Basket.
Wow.
Kuroko no Basket basically, I saw somebody commented somewhere, it's like sports basketball in Dragon Ball series sebab kau ada power dengan special effect, art and everything. We're like, oh betul juga kan. I highly recommend Kuroko no Basket because why? Apart from the obviously super melampau, I can shoot from end to end of the court and all that nonsense kan. It's actually a good story in the sense that kalau dalam anime sports, they always have the king punya team in basketball, the 5 strongest players in so on high school, you cannot defeat them and everything. But this one, dia punya starting point was middle school tau. And 5 middle school punya students from the best school, and their own ability was like more powerful than adults, and they were just beginning to grow. But bila masuk high school, semua tak puati each other, semua pergi their own separate way. So the drama kan between all these characters and how they interact, and the protagonist punya story character was the reserve player, character ke-6, who was these people were called the Generation of Miracles lah, but that one, if we talk further, it will be much spoilery, but it's a good series to watch. And aku rasa the third one to round off is dari segi mecha, the easiest Gundam the easiest mecha series to watch lah will actually be Bill Fighters punya series, because it's super light. It's a cerita about budak-budak pasang gunpla main inside a system that the gunplas come to life. So like tak ada macam politics, tak ada macam all that heavy thing. So it's a very good introduction for mecha punya series lah.
It sounds like kau ambil Gundam betul kau campur Digimon je.
Mm.
Sounds like that.
I've watched
dia macam
part of the anime. Only thing I remember is the mother's very hot, Rinko, the best MILF in anime history.
yes.
Cool.
Yeah, the others, the part is forgettable. I don't consider it one of the better mangas, but at least it's not freezing. I have to emphasize how freezing is actually the worst manga anime ever created in history. It's one of the anime kind where you have hot women all the time, right? And they are mostly naked, and it still sucks in terms of storyline, presentation, pacing, action, drama, dialogue, whatever it is. It's bad. Don't watch it. How it gets another season is beyond me, but it happened.
Cool man, cool. Okay, dengan itu berakhirlah segmen menyimpang ni, yang menyimpang jauh ya. Aku rasa pasal raya semua orang dah kenyang. So kita orang hari ni menyimpang je. So dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita akan ke harapan kami bagi episod minggu depan. Alright, so episod minggu depan adalah, judul episod minggu depan adalah The Hellish Todoroki Family, di mana the interns diajak untuk balik makan dinner di rumah Todoroki. So aku macam, what the fuck is this title, man? Pada aku, bring on the family drama, bring it on. So itulah harapan aku. Apakah harapan korang? Silakan Anri.
Oh, it's going to be glorious. This is like the dinner scene for Meet the Focus or something like that. Mesti ada drama bodoh-bodoh jadi. I look forward to it. It's going to be great.
Nice.
The drama, the tension, and endeavor buat muka kesian. Oh, entertainment, man. Entertainment.
It's gonna be awesome, man. Shaz, apakah harapan kau untuk episod minggu depan?
Tu ada dua harapan actually. Firstly is aku nak tengok the Todoroki punya anak yang rambut putih ni, the son ni, aku nak tengok dia mengamuk. Like really mengamuk, bukan bertumbuk tau, but it's more like, you know, I've had enough of your all these fake dinners and everything. So macam like Deku macam like how do I make my powers better?
Sambil makan. How do I make my powers better?
It's going to be the awkward dinner lah.
Aku dah makan lah, apa ni mengamuk. Aku dah makan itu.
Aku dah tengok reaksi Bakugo tu. Bakugo dia bilang, what the fuck weh? Aku datang untuk internship lah sial.
Wouldn't it be interesting kan if Bakugo kan is actually the most quiet one in this dinner. Dia pun tak nak bersuara, all this drama.
Takut kan.
Betul man, betul. It's gonna be awesome.
But the other part is soalan yang selalu tertanya-tanya di penonton manga saja. Will we finally learn who the missing big brother is?
Oh, awal sangat kot.
Ya ke?
Kita tengok Mofa ada cakap episod minggu depan ni kalau ikutkan manga best ni kerana banyak reveal nanti. Oh.
Tiba-tiba mak dia orang balik kan. I'm back. I'm like,
kita tengok Anri tak boleh cakap apa-apa ya. Anri just like
Anri gelak je.
Oh,
okay lah.
Aku nak tahu satu je Anri. Ada gaduh tak? Gaduh.
Ada gaduh.
Ada gaduh ni tak? Gaduh.
if I tell you it will spoil the surprise.
Oh, ada gaduh.
I'm not saying ada gaduh. I'm not saying anything.
Tak apa.
I'm just saying nothing.
Mesti ada gaduh.
I guess dengan itu berakhirlah episod kita minggu ini. So, apakah harapan korang tentang episod minggu depan? Tell us in the comment section below. And jumpa lagi di episod-episod yang akan datang. I think esok kita akan cover Rick and Morty, episode 5. Then hari Khamis, Superman and Lois, episode I cannot even remember sial. Superman and Lois dah cuti 7 minggu. And after this week, they're gonna cuti lagi 2 minggu. After baru cuti 2 minggu. So aku macam, the production is fucked by COVID, man.
Tak, bukan habis produce ke?
Tak, they had to have a 7-week break because of COVID. So imagine kau tengah hype ni episod 8 lah, tiba-tiba kau tunggulah 7 minggu untuk ke episod 10. Kau tunggulah 7 minggu untuk episod 11. And then episod 11 just came back and this week is episod 12. So kita macam woo. And then by the way kita cuti lagi 2 minggu. Macam fuck you, man.
Why don't you just complete all of the second half, treat it like a
Right.
mid-season break?
Right. It's like CW is so good at fucking up their own productions. Yeah. This is the best CW show. In the year yang Flash dah ke laut, Batwoman controversy SJW, you know, Black Lightning nobody even fucking cared. Legends of Tomorrow makin lama makin ke laut. When your starting punya 7 core members dah tak ada dah, tinggal seorang je, that white canary or whatever shit.
Why can I read?
Titans tu ada kaitan.
Teen Titans came from a failed DC Universe app and now they have HBO Max funding. But it looks like diorang pergi ke Gotham and then they turn into Batman, the TV series without Batman. You have everybody. Kau ada Batgirl, you got Robin number 1, Robin number 2, sekarang jadi Red Hood, and then now you got Robin number 3. Tapi Batman tak ada. In the trailer Batman cakap I'm fucking off from this show.
So adakah dia akan dipanggil sebagai Gotham sebab dah ada series Gotham?
Tak tahulah. Tapi it's not Titans lah. Dia macam kau buat X-Men tapi you do it in the Avengers Tower. What the fuck, man?
Tak, dia macam ni tau. Dia macam kau buat cerita Avengers tapi kau tunjuk security guard yang kerja kat Stock Tower, delivery boy kat sana, and they are fighting crime. The people yang kita tak nak tahu.
Yeah, itu.
Iron Man sendiri tak ada, Captain America tak ada. All the support cast. Tapi
Yeah.
tak ada Avengers. What is this, Rabi?
Actually, that sounds more interesting than Titans. Actually,
Yes. That's how bad Titans has been for 2 seasons. So anyway, itulah. Dan hari Jumaat kita akan cover Black Widow, the film. So jangan tanya macam mana kita orang dah tengok, tapi kita orang dah tengok.
Kau variant.
Aku variant. I think the last comment for the night is from Mofa. Macam pelik, My Hero Academia 1 episod tak ada gaduh langsung. Wow. Minggu depan dramanya.
Woi.
battle takes many forms.
Okay, I look forward to that. Okay guys, so dengan itu berakhirlah episod minggu ini. Terima kasih kerana menonton. Terima kasih kepada para panelis kita, Anri, Alwi dan Shazli American. Majulah fandom untuk negara. Bye.
Like,
Selamat Hari Raya.